We are live, apparently. G'day, how you guys going? Welcome to the live chat. We have just finished dinner. Say hi, Bino. And it's probably bedtime, so this might get a little bit crazy, but we're just going to give it a go. And it's probably bedtime, so I can hear myself echoing, so I'll turn that down, not sure why. All right, so g'day, welcome to Homestead on the Rock. Tonight, we'll be answering all of your questions that we got throughout the week. And I also changed the title of this video. I changed the title of the video to what does Homestead on the Rock mean? Because it was so many of the questions we got this week were related to faith and biblical stuff. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about that. So we'll be answering that question in this video as well. And also, I will answer all your questions in the live chat as well. Hello, Narelle, and hello, Jen Oz. Thanks for joining in the live chat there. It says we've got 14 people so far. G'day, how you going? I'm a bit I get so nervous doing this live. I need to calm down. We're going to do a breathe. Breathe. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. People, you guys, we're friends. Okay. So, first up, a few announcements. Oh, put your questions in capitals in the live chat. So I can, if the live chat's going fast, if they're in capitals, easily identify the questions. So a few updates quick. First update for the homestead is we had the council out the other day for the septic permit, and they came onto the property. They looked at the system I wanted to do, and it seemed like it was all going to be good and a thumbs up. So I haven't got the permit yet, probably a week from today, and then I will get the septic permit. And then from there, we can go for a building permit. So I'll keep you guys notified, but that's the update in terms of the house. And now, we'll update from Samantha. Say hi.
Hello. So I'm just reading what Jen Oz said. Any winter veggies started?
We did plant some garlic, some lettuce, and a few little things, but nothing much. Not really, not properly. Just a few little things to keep our fingers in the dirt.
Yeah, that's right. What question did you ask me?
The first, you want to give them an update on your apron. A lot of people have been asking about that.
Yes, we have. That's one of the questions we got as well. In all honesty, I put the apron on hold. Since moving here, there has just been like a lot more demands from the children that like need to be met, kind of thing. Trying to get their sleep a bit better and a few other things, and I just felt like working on the apron in my spare time or when I was like attending to them just didn't feel very productive or right. So I've just said for this temporary season it's on pause, and hopefully in a couple of months I can kick back into it. I do have the sample on a lot of things. I'm just not ready to do the next step. I feel like I have too much on my plate, and I just really want to prioritize motherhood for now. So there's the update, unfortunately.
There's a game of Jenga. If you hear some noises, there's a lot going on, as you just seen. All right. Another update, Sam. Give them the update on your ebook that's coming out.
Yes. So I absolutely love slow cooking. I honestly, this last 2 months, I've done slow cooking like every single day, just about. So because I love it so much, I am writing an ebook with 30 of my favorite slow cooking recipes that we all love, all my children love. And yeah, currently we have taken 22 photos out of the 30 recipes. So that's where we're at with that. We've still got a little bit more to go, but that is well and truly on its way, and that should be out soon.
Yeah. And also another update is what's happening on the homestead. I've been given a couple of fruit trees, so I'll be planting those fruit trees soon. I'll make a video about that. I also just picked up a cubby secondhand off Marketplace for free. I'm going to be building that cubby again and turn it into a chicken coop, and there'll be a video about that coming out soon as well. We're getting some chickens. And the last update actually is about the fruit tree. So Sam, you tell them what the fruit tree is and I'll get it.
Yes, I'm going to get it. So if you are new to this channel, we do something called a fruit tree, really, where we ask you guys to send in pictures of anything we've inspired you to do in terms of like good habits with your health, in your home, your garden, things like that. And this is our fruit tree here. Basically, when you send in your photo, when you send in your photo, we stick it on the tree. There's 100 spots. I forget how many's been filled. Around 40's been filled. Basically, once it's full, we choose one person randomly, and we're doing a giveaway. So we have a few goodies as part of the giveaway as well. So we just wanted to bring the fruit tree to light again because
yeah, we haven't forgotten about the fruit tree. So if you first these on the tree, there's photos of different people that they've sent in. So for example, someone was inspired by Samantha to bake bread. They took a photo and they sent it in, and all sorts of things, starting gardens and growing food for the first time. Anyone that was inspired by a video, send in your application. So if you watch the video and you're inspired to do something, send it in. We'll stick you on the tree. And then at the end, there's going to be a giveaway as well. So we're going to be giving away, I don't know, T-shirts, a Kefir starter, Bunnings voucher,
and
Diggers Club seeds voucher as well. So get your face on the fruit tree and send in your applications via email or Instagram.
Yeah, so we will do another video on that on the fruit tree soon, but we're just hoping for a few more entries before we do the next one. I'm just reading some of the things in here. Hey guys, where did you end up buying?
We cannot tell you where we ended up buying for safety reasons, but generally speaking, you could say west of Victoria. Yeah. West Victoria. Someone said, Sam, you are go. Do you supplement with any vitamins?
No, I don't take vitamins. No, not really. I don't take any vitamins. I try and get everything from food, really.
Yeah.
I do have supplements, but not vitamins. I like the brand Foraged For You. It's called the Mother's Blend. That has a few different things in it, and I think that's a really good one for postpartum. And the only other supplement I do take is like beef liver and spleen capsules. So they're the two things I use.
Any other questions before we keep going? Did you look at modular pre-built housing? Yes, we did look a little bit at modular pre-built housing. Short story, just decided it wasn't for us. I think it can be a great alternative if you find a great... to be honest, I just don't see that you don't save enough money doing modular build. I think the idea for a modular pre-built housing is probably more for people who are very rural maybe, or in a very hard to access place, or maybe you don't have, I don't know, you're not very confident with doing the whole build yourself. But in my situation, I was trying to save as much money as possible. So any other pre-built or pre-staged stuff done cost more money. So I'm trying to save as much money as possible. So I had to minimize how much other people did. So anything that's pre-built, I lost my opportunity to save money. Someone said, please get some silky chickens for your kids. They're so gentle and sweet and perfect for the kids. Well, maybe we'll get some silkies. We don't really know what we're going to get yet, to be honest. But we're working on it. All right, next up, we'll get stuck into the title of this video, I suppose, which is, the title of the video is, what does Homestead on the Rock mean? And I just wanted to talk about this because it is a big part of, like, the title of our video is On the Rock, the title of our channel is On the Rock, and we've got so many questions about it, so I just wanted to have a good opportunity to discuss it quickly with you guys. And this Jenga tower is about to fall again, so just, yep. Okay. All right, so put simply, we are Bible-reading, Jesus-believing people, okay? We are Christians. We believe that Jesus, Yeshua, he was a real person. He died and he rose again. We genuinely believe that. And we don't just believe that Jesus died for us. We also believe that Jesus lived for us. And we believe that his life was an example of how we're supposed to live our lives. And his life wasn't just an example. The things that he taught, the things that he taught are also instructions for us on how we should live our life. So you may be familiar with the book of Matthew in the Bible. And in that chapters 5, 6, and 7, you'll find a part called the Sermon on the Mount. So that's just a very popular time, a teaching from Jesus where he sat down and just gave like a sermon or a teaching. And during those three chapters, 5, 6, and 7, Jesus says a lot of very, very good practical information. He summarizes a lot of things, and it's a very good, if you just want to read 3 chapters of the Bible and get an idea of like the general message of the New Testament or something, it's a good learning point. So you'll find in there, I've got some notes here, just good little things. Jesus says things like, blessed are the peacemakers. He says, let your light shine so that others may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. He says, do not think that I've come to abolish the law or the prophets. He says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Do not judge or you too will be judged. All sorts of just like good life instructions, and he helps us better understand the instructions in the Older Testament, let's say. He helps us better understand them. So it's a really good teaching and a study to do. And at the end of that, in chapter 7, at the end of that, Jesus says, he says at the end, everyone who hears these words of mine, I'm just going to read it so I'll get it right, but everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. Now, the rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew, and they beat against that house, but it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. So, that's right. So, the idea is that we are a family that the foundation of our home, the foundation of our family is the teachings of Jesus, essentially. So, obviously, we're a homesteading channel, but we're a Christian family. So, it's a bit of both. Now, does this mean that we homestead differently? I just thought about this before because I think that's like, what is biblical homesteading, right? Is there a difference? Well, I'm going to partly look at my notes and partly talk to you. I think every homestead is different because every person's property is different, their land is different, and every person's different. So I don't think there's really specific, everyone's homestead is different, short story, and ours will be different as well. But there'll be a few simple things that like we try to do, which is biblical principles. So, Zippy's having a good time down there. A few we will do, like biblical instructions are, Bible says, a righteous man cares for the welfare of his animals. So we'll put a bit of emphasis on really trying to care for our animals and give them a good life, which is just it's a biblical principle, but it's just a general thing to do. Other biblical things we'll probably do are we'll try and grow things organically. We'll grow things naturally. We'll try not to use chemicals and other things. We'll try to use what is commonly called today permaculture principles, which is ultimately, in my mind, biblical principles nonetheless. There's no trolls on this channel. So there's a bit of trolling going on apparently. Sorry, I've been following the live chat very much, but I appreciate some moderators doing a bit of work apparently. Thank you guys. All right. So we'll keep going. I don't know what's going on in there, but thank you to my brother Samuel, who is moderating the live chat by the looks of it. Or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll keep going. So a few other things that we might be doing is biblical instructions, like we may take a few years before we harvest fruit from our fruit trees. We might give our land a rest from growing every 7 years. And what else might we do? When I build the house, I will put scaffolding and safety rails around the roof so no one falls off and hurts themselves. They're all biblical commandments, instructions that we're learning at the moment. And like we're learning about the Bible and we're learning about homesteading. So this is all a lot of firsts for us and we're just learning as we go. So we're going to do our best to be a biblical homestead, but that does not mean we're going to be perfect. And the next part is, I'm going to just answer this as a question because so many people ask, what denomination are you? Or what do you define yourself as? And everyone always wants to know what category we fall under. So I thought I'll just answer that here. We often get this question, and I believe it's already been asked in the Q&A, so I believe I'll be answering it later on when we go through all the questions probably again. But people always want to know, are we Seventh Day Adventists? Are we Baptists? Are we Torah observant? Are we Jewish? Are we Catholic? What are we? And personally, I feel a little bit like when people ask you what box you fall into, it's because they either want to put you into, I approve of you box or I disapprove of you box. Sometimes putting people in boxes and boxing everyone does a little bit more harm than good, I think. So ultimately, this is a homesteading channel, okay? And I don't want to be on here discussing theology very much, but I will give you this answer, okay? Ultimately, if you keep the testimony of Jesus, if you're a believer in Jesus, if you believe that he died and that he rose again, If you teach your children the commandments and you try and live a godly life, then I believe the same thing as you. My family believes the same thing as you. Okay, we are your brothers and sisters and in Christ. I want this channel to obviously promote homesteading, but also I want it to unite believers and encourage others to not only build a homestead, but to build a homestead on the rock. So if I am guilty of anything as a Christian man, I want to be guilty of uniting believers and not separating them. So on this channel, that's the answer you're going to get. But yes, like we'll get into the questions. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll quickly look. Just quickly look through here. Make sure I haven't missed any questions. Anything you want to say, Sam?
No, that's all good so far.
All right. I'm just going to look through here and then we'll go through the questions. Narelle said, Samantha, are the kids sleeping any better?
We only started to try something different last night, so I'll update in about a week. No, this has been long enough.
All right, I'll pull out on my phone now. I'm going to go through the questions that people have asked throughout the week. So during the week, I put up a post and I said, if you have any questions for the live chat, comment them on this post. And so I'll start with those questions now. Someone said, what started you on your path to clean and healthy eating? Now, we've been asked this before, but I'll get Samantha to answer.
Yeah, basically the short answer is when I, in my first pregnancy with Collar, was the first time I realized, like, hold on, what am I actually putting into my body? And I only started thinking like this because I realized, wow, like I'm caring for a whole other human. And I think most mums can relate. You often don't really care about yourself, but you definitely care about your children. So once I knew I was literally growing life and like my own flesh and blood here, I was very concerned what I was giving him, even while he was still growing inside me, to make sure, he would just develop well, I suppose. So that was definitely the starting point of our health journey. And then from there, we've obviously just grown and kept going. But yes, having children really gives you that responsibility. And I guess that want for your family to be healthy, I suppose. So
yeah. That's it. All right. Next question is, hey guys, I've been from Eddie Smith. Hey guys, I've been watching since the start. Building as an owner builder, is someone helping you project manage, or is there steps the council gives you to follow? How do you know what to do next? How you going there, Bino? That was on purpose. All right. So short answer, there is not really the council doesn't give you any steps to follow. No one specifically gives you steps to follow, and there's no like specific course you can do that gives you, well, there is probably some out there, but sorry. Bino, just be a little bit quiet, please, okay? Because we're doing video. You're on your own is probably the best answer. You're on your own, and as an owner builder, you're just responsible for the building. You've got to figure it out. That's probably the best answer I can give. You will have a surveyor who will come and check that you're building it to the standards, but the standards to build a house are the Australian building standards. So you've got that, and that's it really. So luckily, I've got some family in the building industry who have like helped me do this and work through the process, but it's just step by step. I just do one thing and then I learn what's next. And I do the next thing, then I learn what's next. So I've kind of discovered that on this channel, it's probably best I don't educate people about being owner builders or how to do it, because I'm just learning as I go and I'll probably do it wrong. But you can follow the story anyway. I hope that's a good answer. Probably not. Someone said, you have a beautiful family. What do you guys do for a living? Do you want to answer that question? What do we do for a living?
Well, thank you first. And secondly, we are basically photographers and videographers. We take photos and videos for brands for them to use on their own marketing channels. So a quick example is a brand will send us their product, let's say it's shoes. Tom is really the one who does it all. Tom will take photos and videos using the shoes and send it back to them. So if you're ever like scrolling on your phone on Facebook and you just see an ad of someone be like, gotta get these shoes, that's normally Tom. He's the one doing those type of ads. So that's what we do for work.
That's it. Right. So it's called UGC. If you want to look it up, UGC. Someone said, I notice you go to church on Saturday. Are you Seventh Day Adventists? We do fellowship with other believers on Saturdays, and we do go to churches on Saturdays, but we're not specifically Seventh Day Adventists, but we are advocates for keeping the seventh day, the fourth commandment, the Sabbath. So we do keep the Sabbath day on the Saturday, but we're not specifically Seventh Day Adventists. Someone else said, I love watching your move and the way you share the Lord with your children. I was just almost fall down. They asked, what is our Christian faith called? So this was a question asking about what denomination are we, and I hope I gave a good enough answer before. We believe all the commandments in the Bible are good commandments. God's a good God, and we do our best to follow him, and Jesus, his son, is the example of how to live. If that's the best nutshell I can give you, if you believe the same, I believe the same thing as you. Are you going to homeschool your kids in the future? Samantha?
Well, yes, we will be. Technically, I would say we're homeschooling them now, because in my eyes, even from this age, they're learning and growing, and you're teaching them from now. But technically, the answer is no. We won't send them to a normal school. We will do our best to teach them everything from home and from a homestead. So, yep.
Okay, I'm going to get Samantha to get the questions up on your phone now.
Oh, was that it for that?
Yes, so we got some on Instagram as well. We have an Instagram channel, guys, and Samantha's very active on there. You guys pepper her with questions. She gets questions every single day.
I'm not very active. I'm sorry. I don't answer everybody because normally I'm hands full with babies. But when I get there.
On Instagram, these are questions from Instagram that people ask during the week.
My phone just, there we go. Okay. First question is, what to do when your chickens stop laying? Tom?
We haven't really had much experience with chickens, so we definitely can't give advice. No. If your chickens stop laying when they're very, very young, then I don't know what to do. If your chickens stop laying when they're very, very old, have roast chicken for dinner. Sorry, if that's not a good answer, I'm sorry.
Oh, Papa.
What do you want to say, Bino?
I'm just building this tower.
Oh, he's just building a tower. Very good. Okay, next question.
Your favorite nourishing postpartum food. Also planning on having a home birth. Very exciting about the home birth. We will be praying for you, Sarah, there. I don't have a specific dish, but I would say just like soups, like bone broth soups. There's like lots of evidence and science behind having warming foods, like warm food after you've given birth. Just helps with healing, your uterus going back down, all those types of things. So if it's not soup, just warm food. I would say never eat something cold, but yeah, soup. Next question is, if you guys don't mind, what's your budget for building the house, Thomas?
What is our budget for building the house? All right, I'll put me in the hot seat. I don't know what seat's more hot, holding the child or sitting here taking the questions. But anyway, we're both in the hot seat. Budget for building the house. I'm going to drop the bombshell. Here you go. There's 39 of you in the live chat. Anyone watching after, here's some juicy information for you. Our family has saved up about, I think we're at about 140 grand. So we have about $140,000 in the bank, okay? When we done estimations on how much it's going to cost to build this house, they came in at like 240 grand.
We got an estimator.
We got an estimator to do it. So yeah, so that we're about 100 grand short. But the estimation accounts for labor costs. So when you take out all the labor costs for the different trades that I will be doing, plus the estimation does just general retail pricing on materials. So if I can reduce the labor costs and the material costs, then that comes down to like hopefully around 160, which means we're about 20 grand short to actually build the house, which means we're a bit short, but it's going to make for one great YouTube channel because we're hopeful that over the next couple of years as we build this house, we can save that money, and it's going to be tight, but we're hopeful.
That light is annoying.
Oh.
I either took your head.
Sorry, yeah, okay. We're hopeful that, do you want to show them something? Okay, be careful, Bino. You show them Find a Link. Okay, very good. We're hopeful that we can save a bit of money over the next couple of years whilst we do this, and then we can finish building the house. So if you're watching this channel and you want to support us, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And anytime you support this channel, you're supporting us build our house. So we appreciate it. The next question.
We have...
Bino, just
what
be a
are
little bit
some
quiet,
tips
please.
for
Okay?
balancing family, work, and homestead projects?
All right, you're up, Sam. You go first.
Okay, well, I'll say for balancing the family part, for me, it was really just, I guess we'll say surrendering to the fact that motherhood is just a full-time job, and that it is too difficult to do two things at once, like trying to work while watching the children, if that makes sense. So for example, when I was trying to work on the apron or write the ebook while I was with them, it just wasn't working. So for me, it was like, do the one thing and be fully present in that. So say, for example, if I'm the one attending to the children, be fully present in that, play with them, and all that. And then if I needed time to write the ebook, then Tom would watch the children, if that makes sense. So designating time to get one thing done at a time. And the second half of that question was about homestead and work. That's more Tom.
So how do we balance homesteading and work? Well, another bit of information for you guys. The whole reason we are trying our hardest to build this homesteading channel, build all this, is so that I can have my own business about homesteading, so I can spend more time on my home homesteading. Because I want to have, most people have lots of land or enough space to grow a garden, but they don't have enough time. So one of the reasons we're doing this whole thing is to try to have enough time to actually grow vegetables and slow cook them at home. That's literally one of the greatest reasons why we're doing this. And how do we balance that? I'm not even going to say that I'm very good at balancing it. To be honest, my life's pretty hectic at the moment. It's probably too full on. I'm trying to calm down. I actually think the idea of balancing life doesn't really work. You actually can't balance lots of things. So better just to pick your priorities and just to do that. Yeah. And just another, if I can add on to that, what I mean is, like, right now my brain has got so many things going on. I just have to put some things on the shelf and then do the other things. So for example, right now I haven't been thinking about the build, about the house, about the materials, about the construction at all. I've just been thinking about the fruit trees, the chicken coop, and the landscape and the homestead side of things. Once I've done a bit of that, after the next month or so, I'll then stop doing landscaping stuff and go into just thinking about the house. I just can't do both at the same time. It doesn't really work. My brain just frizzles and I get nothing done. So I don't think it's really balanced. It's more so just do one thing, and then when you finish that, do the next thing. Dino, please don't touch it, okay, buddy?
Don't press buttons. You can just ask us though.
All right, next question.
How are you settling into your rental? Do you like your new house, Cole?
Yes.
It's a good house?
Yes.
Very good. It is a beautiful house. We're loving the fireplace over here, which is, where is it? Over there. The fireplace is very nice. It's nice to be in the country.
We've settled in well.
Yeah.
Like the first night was a little bit like we felt a little bit off, but honestly, after the third night, we're like, oh yeah, this is home.
Yeah.
Really.
Mommy, you can help me.
And all the neighbouring people and stuff, people that we've met around the area have been really good as well. So lots of positive information and positive experiences so far.
Next question is tips for first-time mums and stay-at-home mums, and she added on to it saying, sorry, I'm just going to read a question.
How about you come over here and do it, Sam? Put Sam over here. She can answer your questions.
The next question was, tips for first-time mums and stay-at-home mums, and then they also added, sorry if it's been asked, but do you work outside the home? I'd love to try be a stay-at-home mum, but not sure how. Okay, the first part of that question, it kind of ties into what I said before. Tips for stay-at-home mum is honestly just accepting that being a mum is the full-time job. I think a lot of the time people are like, well, this was me in particular. I used to be like, at the end of the day, oh, I didn't even get to do this or this or this, all the things that I needed to do. I did nothing. And then you kind of just get flustered and depressed by it all. But once you accept that actually looking after children is like it's your biggest job you have to do. And you only have one shot at doing it, by the way. So being attentive to children all day long and realizing that is your greatest achievement, I think it helps you in that sense. I feel like, is that a good answer, Tom? Yeah. That's like my number one tip, I suppose. And joining on to that, how to be a stay-at-home mum, you're not sure how. I think a lot of people ask this question asking how can I make extra income so that I can be a stay-at-home mum? Our biggest advice is actually ask yourself what expenses can you reduce so that you can be a stay-at-home mum. A lot of people say to me, I want to be a stay-at-home mum, so should I do UGC? And as I do say to them, yes, it will help you make some income, but really try and reduce your expenses. Maybe get a lower mortgage, move somewhere else where you don't have to work as much so that it allows you to be home, that you can possibly just have one income, say from your partner, things like that. So I feel like they're my two biggest tips that go together.
Yeah, that'll do. Next question.
Does it feel good to be closer to your block and to be able to get to know your community and explore? Absolutely. Yes. We love being close to it. We can walk. I can take the kids for a walk down there if Tom's there. And it's just been nice to get to know the community too and meet other children here and let Cole have little friends. It's fun.
And it's very motivating being in the block when we go there. Our dreams much more. It used to just be in our head, but now that we're near our property, it's very real. We can see it and it's a bit exciting to see things start to come to life a little bit.
Yeah. Next question. We only have a couple more. Your food suppliers, do you still use Honest to Goodness? The reviews are not good. I have actually never read their reviews, so that surprises me that they're not good. I'm interested to know why. I might look it up later. I do still use them, but we've actually been using another supplier called Goodness Me. I know they sound so similar. Just because I find that they have a lot more discounts on their website. And they also actually give us a discount code, which anyone can use, even you guys. The code's on the rock. But basically, I like them more because they have a bigger range and they're cheaper. And they have a lower threshold for the free delivery. Doesn't matter where you live. Whereas I noticed Honest to Goodness, they actually charge more if you live rural or remote. So that's kind of why I've started to switch away from them. But in saying that, I still think that they're really good. So, yeah. Next question is, any pushback from family or friends on your lifestyle choices? How do you deal? Honestly, we've been extremely blessed to have such a supportive family. I could not even fault for a second saying we don't have family that back our lifestyle. I'm sure sometimes they think, are you guys all right with money situation? But it's never discouraging or makes us think that we don't have support. It's really good. Sorry, there's one more question. Have you connected with anyone from your faith in your new area? Yes, we have. We have actually quite a large community that we fellowship with here on this side. And honestly, this is a God thing because when we bought the block, we actually didn't realize how many other communities, how many other people there were out here that were like-minded to us. So they're the people that we fellowship with on Saturdays, and they all just seem to live out on this side, which is just amazing. So definitely grateful to have that, even though we've moved.
All right. Now I'm going to quickly scan through just the live chat, just make sure that we haven't missed any questions. So someone said, would you try to grow fruit from seed, e.g. apples? Yeah, why not? We could definitely give it a go. At the moment, I'm planning on buying established little young fruit trees and planting them. But I'm happy to give anything a go. Some looking for more questions. Someone said, the Jackson 4, Tom, do you have a trade or getting subbies in for the build? I am a bricklayer by trade, but just for, what's the word, for clarification, I was a bricklayer from the age of like 16 to 18. So I did a trade when I was 16 to 18, finished my trade and then went into other jobs. So I do have a bricklaying trade, but I'm not a very well, fully experienced builder, but I have enough to give me a slight bit of confidence to try. So,
you're fine.
Yeah, but then I'll be doing a lot of the build myself. I will be getting in friends and family who are tradies, but I'll be trying to minimize how many people I contract and expend. But of course, like electricians and plumbers and stuff like that, we'll have to get in legally anyway.
I just seen him whip up a step ladder for collar for the toilet in 5 minutes today. So
yeah, well, you don't want to see
fine.
It. It doesn't look that good.
No, right. You can do things.
Someone said, coming from a carpenter, just follow the drawings and engineering to the letter and take your time. Don't rush it. You'll be fine. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
He even believes in you. Thank you.
Very good. I also want to say there's 72 people in the live chat right now. This is massive. So we've had a lot of people join us lately, and we're very grateful to all of you for joining and supporting our family. It's really encouraging to see the subscribers grow. Someone else said, not sure.
Will you put solar on immediately or wait and save?
We probably won't put solar on immediately. Short answer, I just can't see the cost benefit for me at the moment. I'll just connect to power on the street to begin with.
The floor is ripped
There's
out
a bit of chaos going on over here.
Tower.
Zora's busy making a mess.
Honestly, it's fine.
That's okay. What's next? Just looking in the live chat. Do you have a post office box somewhere so we can send love offerings and seed offerings? We should get a PO box.
Well, we do have a PO box, like technically.
Oh, we do have a PO box.
We do,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, we can organize a PO box maybe, and then if you guys want to send us some seeds or something, then that's definitely doable for sure. Email us if you want to contact us. Send me an email, homestead.otr@gmail.com.
And we'll send you the PO box if you're interested. But that's beautiful.
Yeah, we've actually been sent some seeds before. I haven't planted them yet.
No, we still have them.
We've got some flowers sent to us and some seeds, so we definitely will be doing that soon. Someone said, what's the closest big city to you guys for doctors and hospitals? Look, again, I'm not going to talk about where we live exactly, but we have doctors and hospitals within a short drive, so it's fine. Someone said, How is the new mixer going? It looks really good. How's
Uh-huh.
the Enkish room? Someone's asking about the Enkish room,
Yeah.
which is just over there.
Honestly, I have not used it heaps in this house. I've been busy cooking meals for the ebook, so I've been really busy just focusing on those dinner type meals, and I haven't really made much stuff in the English room. So I don't really have a good update. Sorry, at the moment I haven't used it much, but we'll get there.
Well, it's also been unleavened bread, so we haven't been
Yeah,
cooking with
that as
yeast for
well.
the last week or so.
I haven't gotten back into it.
We haven't got back into it yet, but we will be pumping out some bread soon.
Yeah.
Great family fun. Good to hear things are exactly how they're meant to. Do you have book recommendations on homesteading? No, we haven't really read any books on homesteading, to be honest. Only really YouTube channels.
Yeah, more like watching reels on Instagram or YouTube channels. Not really.
We don't really advocate for like heaps of YouTube channels, but the one that we actually watch every now and then is called More Than Farmers.
Yeah.
They're enjoyable. They're really good. There's lots of good YouTube channels out there, but we just don't have the time to watch them. But More Than Farmers is like one that we actually enjoy. Obviously, it's probably better with Australian ones. There's a lot of Australian channels, and you might learn more from them. But we just don't have the time to sit to watch watch much YouTube, as you can probably imagine. So I can't really advocate for many. Someone is saying, I think that's the end of the questions. I feel like we've got to the end of the questions. It's been 35 minutes. We've done it. Guys, if you have a question, quick drop it because I'm about to end the chat. Thank you very much for supporting our family. Thank you for joining us in the live chat. We love you. Bino, we're going to say everyone's going to go to bed now. So say good night.
Good night.
And I'll just check if there's any quick questions. Someone said something. No, that's it. All right. We're going to call it here. Thank you for joining us in the live chat.
Thank you.
We love you, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Can you do like
I don't know how to end the stream. Oh, there we go. Bye.
Mom, this is your lap.
All right,
This
we'll
is
use
your
it.
lap.